device. Around the world we go, but the defuse is...
Place there, Simple just jumping casually into the side. He's going to fall down.
And he's going to hit the ground there as Cole. Oh!
But they've earned their place here.
It really took me by surprise. I must say it did. I would have picked Astana. I would have picked Very Games way before FNATIC, especially with adding Pronax so early on. I really didn't see it coming. But well, I think we are live with the match. We start off with Freiburg walking into a pistol shot from JW, and NIP are already 2 members down. So what a start from FNATIC already. Get right, trying to see if he can get a kill up here on short. But well, he's not really finding it, and they're low on health as well. FNATIC are doing a fantastic job early on here.
Very good start for FNATIC to this pistol round.
Let's see how this goes. 3-on-5 situation. There's still more than a minute left. But NIP, I mean, they got Flaren Exist and Get Right left. They lost their best pistol player in Forest, and that in itself has to be a little bit devastating. They are going to go for the short push here. Flusher is still back, one of the players that has really surprised us throughout this tournament. He's been playing fantastically, and now he's going to be put to the test once again. He tries to get the shot. He's calling for the backup, and NIP are coming. But they're still down. They're 2 men down, 3 men down. Trying to get the kill, and Flusher picks up 1, and it's going to be just Flaren left. Oh, that would have been a knife then. They could have gone for that knife. I'm not joking. Knifing NIP in the first round, would that have made a difference?
I'm not sure if it would have made a difference in how they feel, but it would have made a difference on their bank accounts. You get more money for knifing in CSGO, much more money. So it would have actually made sense if Pronax just let his teammate get that knife kill at the end, because Flaren was trying to plant and he wouldn't have had time.
So in terms of starts, in a grand final like this, on Dust 2, you clean up NIP flawlessly. They get no kills on you. That has to feel a little bit good, and now they're going to go for aim on Rush. Rush here gets shut down. Oh no! 2 kills coming in for NIP, and now Devilwalk is in an awkward position. They can and they will rush him down back. It's not going to be here fast enough, I think. Just 1 kill. NIP is thrown down. It might be a mistake. He's going to go down. Oh, no, they get the round home. How did FNATIC let that happen?
I think FNATIC just weren't ready at all for that NIP push. I mean, they purchased everything they could. They had P250s, they had flashes, they had armors. They rushed out long with very good spawns, and FNATIC just didn't get there fast enough, and they couldn't pre-nade it, they didn't flash it, and they just weren't prepared for it.
That was very unfortunate, because they actually had the manpower there. They had 3 people down on long, so it looked like maybe they were prepared, but maybe they were just getting caught setting up. I mean, as you said, no flashes. They weren't expecting that kind of firepower, and now NIP bring it right back. FNATIC, they counter with another armor buy coming out here, so they're just probably pretending that they lost the pistol round and go from here.
Yeah, exactly. Although it might actually be even more devastating mentally to lose the second round than it is to lose the pistol round. Because that always makes you feel like you gave it away.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely imagine that. Well, we'll have to see. It's still early days here in this grand final, a best of 3 as well. We just heard Thorin talking about what an advantage it is for NIP to have sort of, a lot of experience being on the stage here. But I don't know. I mean, I think there's a good chance FNATIC could win this game.
I actually think so too. I originally thought exactly as Thorin did, and I said that on podcast earlier today. I thought NIP would just smack anybody who came from the other side of the bracket. Like, no chance at all. But after talking to Snyder in an interview I did with him for HLTV about an hour ago, I actually started feeling like FNATIC could have a chance. Then I looked at the maps when I did my preview on HLTV, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, okay, Train favors NIP, but JW is very good on Train.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Dust 2 and Inferno are not bad maps for FNATIC.
No, they're not.
And Pronax has proven to be a very good leader, and he could actually outmatch Exist in that department. And then I looked at the stats, which are also available in HLTV, and it just seems like FNATIC players are even playing hotter this tournament. So although NIP is the more competent team and the better team so far, FNATIC actually do have a chance here, I think.
I mean, I definitely think so too, and I'm glad you bring up the maps as well, because, I mean, you did predict it in your preview as well that it was going to be Train, which really surprised me. We've hardly seen Train this tournament. We've seen it a few times, but I think that's very cool. So if it goes to all 3 maps, which well might, yeah, well, we're going to have to see how Train does, and you're right. JW is a really mean weapon to have on a map like Train. Right now we're on Dust 2. We're in the 5th round. And FNATIC have bought rifles once again. No AWP picked up on anybody here. It's all rifles. And NIP walking into the tunnels, but this seems like the standard Dust 2 setup that really...
Yeah, NIP are playing similar to how they were playing against their games, just slow, methodical. They don't want to take too many risks early on, although it does look like they are going to go out through the middle doors here with Forrest leading the way.
Yeah, they are. No smoke going up in C-Type. They're not really signaling to FNATIC that they're coming. There, the smoke goes up. Get right, and Exist picks up a kill, and it's going to be Freiburg with the second one on Flushka. Now Devilwalk and JW alone in a 2-on-5 situation. And this is not the round FNATIC were looking for. I mean, this is a big problem, because in this round, FNATIC were looking to maybe take back what they lost after having lost the second round, and now their economic situation is going to be a little bit hard to deal with.
It actually seemed like a problem to me that FNATIC spent quite a bit of money on their save rounds. So JW, for example, couldn't afford an op. That was by far his best weapon.
Yeah.
And a lot of them had about 4,300. That's just not enough money to get all your names and flashes and all that other equipment that counter-terrorists need. You need that against a team like NIP. You need those counter flashes to be able to stop their attacks.
Well, round is over. They lose actually all their rifles as well, so they have nothing left. They have, well, about 3,000 on average on the team right now. There isn't enough to make any kind of buy. FNATIC, they're on the less favored side here. How many rounds do you think they need on the counter-terrorist side of Dust 2?
Well, we saw NIP actually drop an 11-4 lead against LGB Esports in the quarterfinals 2 days ago. So I think that's a good indication. I'm not sure how good FNATIC is on their T side, because I haven't seen many other matches this tournament. I've always been casting the other games that were simultaneously going on. But I think if they get 4 or more, they're definitely in the running if they get the terrorist side pissed around.
They have some distance to go still. I mean, they got the one round here, but they might be able to pick up some more. Pronax coming, they don't exist. That might be all we see from FNATIC in this round. Obviously, with this USP, can't expect too much. But now, I mean, I'm waiting for FNATIC to pick up AWP. And actually, the fact is that on this map, you could do the double AWP setup, and Schneider can actually pick up an AWP and use it as well to some effect.
He can for sure, and that's something we also saw some other teams do against NIP on this map. Just pick up multiple. It's an adjustment for NIP. It's not something they're used to. Obviously, if there's such a terrorist-side team on this map, they're expecting to get 12 rounds with a pistol. Yeah. Maybe they're okay with 11 without pistol. But if you're playing against a team like that, you don't really want to let them play the way they normally play. And just as you said that, FNATIC buys 2 obs and an auto sniper, and this is a curveball.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is a big investment. These rifles are expensive. If FNATIC just throw them away, it's going to come back to haunt them. But if it works, it could actually just stonewall NIP here. They could be shut down anywhere they go, and that's obviously what FNATIC are looking for here. The 7th round coming up, and well, the underdogs, they are, well, as you said, they're trying to throw a curveball here. Is it going to work out or not? NIP, they're setting up towards long. They still got one of the tunnels, but the bomb is over there, and that's always a big tell. So what kind of play do you think they're going for here?
They're going to be taking over the long A area with 3 people. Flusha is defending there. Hits his first shot.
Nice. The second one. Freiburg will take him down. 1-1 trade. And actually, Flusha probably maybe should have had some backup in a guy with the rifle up there. As soon as you get the shot, and as soon as you miss a shot down on long, you probably will die. Now the smokes are going to go off, so they can oh, he could have actually got the second kill there, but Exist will take him down. We're back to a 3-on-3 situation, but now JW is in effect. He gets the first kill, picks up the second, and FNATIC win the round. And there's the power of that young Swede, the master AWP.
That was a very smart play by FNATIC. I think that was Pronas's fault because he was the first guy running out of counter-terror spawn. They knew Get Right, I believe, was on top of Catwalk. He was going to flank them any second. So had FNATIC just stayed there by spawn ramp, they would have inevitably died, all of them. It was just a matter of time. And what a just smart play by JW, just jumping out through those smokes. Hits 2 good op shots, and that's around in the boost for FNATIC.
Yeah, very, very cool. Now they get forced on the AWP, and he actually picks up the kill on Schneider, but JW is right there to bring it back. And I mean, in the past, JW has won very many games for FNATIC, and maybe he could do it once again here. We've got a 1-for-1 trade going on, so the early lead that NIP got in this round, they kind of equalize right afterwards.
And JW has been the top player so far for this entire tournament. The top 2, Flusha. Number 3, they have the 3 best players statistically in the tournament. Get Right and Forrest rounding up top 10.
That is something right there, isn't it? I mean, that is, and now if they could just, so that means if they continue the trend that they set earlier in the tournament in this grand finals, maybe there is a chance. Devil shuts down the push on short for a little while, but Get Right, They want to push through here. Devilwalk is going to go down. Nice shot from Get Right. They keep going. Pronax defends. Forrest with the AWP shot. We're back to a 2-on-2 situation. And Forrest get this kill. The A-bomb side of the open, and there it is. Double coming in for Forrest. Now Pronax is very close by, but I think they realize.
Yeah, I think they know Pronax is coming from Catwalk. And they get the bomb. It's 2 versus 1. NIP's 2 superstars alive.
Very good here. And there's the kid on Pronax, but he's going to have to do a lot. The leader here of FNATIC, if he does this 1-on-2, that could be a very big round. And NIP would have to really rethink how to set this up. They have the fire in there. It is Forrest. Picks up the triple kill, and that is very impressive indeed. Was that 3 or 4 kills?
It was a quad kill, actually.
Oh, wow.
So a big round by Forrest, who, as we've said, I think he's actually been a better player throughout this tournament overall than Get Right. And like Thorin has said countless times in the studio during this tournament, it's actually been Forrest as of late who's been picking up the slack, while Get Right has been in a bit of a slump. And of course, when we say slump, that just means he's been maybe the 5th best player in the world instead of the #1.
Only the 5th best player. Well, yeah. The problem is, maybe NIP do need him to be higher than that right now. Is FNATIC are going to play this well? My question is, though, on that push there, NIP, they actually pushed Get Right up, in front of that push up on short, but he's more in the back, doing the back lurking. I think that's a mistake from NIP doing that kind of push.
I actually think on that round, it was just an adjustment. It's usually when NIP attacks A, it's usually, I believe, Private going up catwalk, the rest of them going up long, and then Get Right is usually lurking in the middle area. But obviously, Thorin talked about domestic matchups. I think FNATIC knows NIP so well that Get Right really can't lurk the way he normally does, because otherwise FNATIC would just really counter him individually, because they know the spots he likes to be in. So it's actually better probably for them to sort of mix it up a little bit, so they can't always know where Get Right is hiding.
Yeah, so they're playing another Swedish team, and that means they have to adjust accordingly. That does make a lot of sense. Now we've got a 2-for-7 scoreline to end the 10th round. FNATIC, I mean, this is still anybody's game. A few rounds
it's
here.
It's very much anyone's game.
We'll see how they do. They got the triple setup down on long early on to anticipate any kind of rush. When that doesn't happen, they go back to a different setup.
Yep, and currently NIP just running their slow default. They're taking over the area slowly. They're trying to find out what exactly it is FNATIC are doing, and if they have any odd setup going on, or if they're just playing the default spots. And then once they figure that out, they're going to set up their attack. Yeah,
and this mid control obviously is very important for NIP because it allows them to do just a number of different things. And what they choose in the end is to push up catwalk. But are they going to go all the way? I mean, because they still have some people down middle, we're not entirely sure yet.
We're about to find out here. Here comes the flashes and smoke. It's either going to be a fake or they're actually going to go there.
Oh, are they going to jump down? Yeah, they smoke it up so they can jump down in the middle of the slope. Gets the one. Flusher picks up. It's a 2-for-2 right now. And let's see, Flusher is still alive, trying to get another one. There's the bomb drop, so now they definitely know. And Flusher from us gets the... Oh, there's no Snyder picking up that kill, and Get Right is now alone. He's trying to land the shot, but he's very low on health as well. And FNATIC should just calm down for a second here and just, play this. They got the advantage.
They Get Right with a smart move in this 1v2. He's completely changed the direction he's going. FNATIC will probably expect him to be coming through long now. And he could really surprise the FNATIC players here.
Oh, is he going to turn around at the right time, though? They're not checking it. He's going to flash up and run around. Now we know where he is, and he gets shot in the back by Flusher, who was actually going out to check. So what was initially a great plan from Get Right, well, I mean, I'm not sure if FNATIC meant to counter it that way, but it worked out in their favor.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good plan, but even a good plan when you have 20 health can be countered. Yeah. There's only so much you can do. It was a good try, but Flush's triple kill just really shot NIP down that round.
We were talking a little bit earlier in this half about how many rounds FNATIC were needed. You said maybe 4, maybe 5. Right now they're up to 3, so this is actually a decent start for FNATIC. I mean,
it's a good start for FNATIC.
I mean, they're 4 rounds behind, which seems like a lot, but actually it isn't. And they also have the rifles. There's 1 max 7 on JW, so the only really downside here is that they can't afford the AWP on him right now. If they could, FNATIC would be in a much more solid situation, of course.
Yeah, and also obviously if we take a look at the money here, NIP at about 8,000 to 10,000 per player on average. FNATIC less than $1,000. Yeah. So obviously money situation for these teams is completely different as of right now.
And that's a big problem as well, because now FNATIC winning a round like this means the consecutive round loss bonus to get reset. If NIP come back to win this next round, FNATIC will get only $1,400 for losing, and that's too little. It means they will have to eco, well, at least once.
Most likely twice, because they will want to get that off in JW's hands, potentially also Flushes. And maybe that auto sniper, we'll see.
Yeah, a little bit of a slow round coming in from NIP, but now they make the move, jumping down into CT spawn. Freiburg gets the kill, but Flushes 1-for-1 trade. There's Exist with a headshot onto JW. Pushing into the they have taken control of the B bomb site. And through the door, they take down Sniper. Fletcher comes in and keeps spraying, but he doesn't get the kill. And 2-on-4, they
yeah, they're not going to be able to take over this site. NIP are set up there well, even though a lot of their players are actually low on health, so is Flusha. So FNATIC are doing making the right choice here, falling back to the A bomb site, trying to save these weapons for the next round. Like we said, they're going to be very low on money. They're still going to have to save, but there's always a possibility that with 5 people alive next round and those 2 weapons, they might be able to make something happen.
I mean, how many times have we seen on Dust 2 a retake for the B bomb side fail, even when there are equal numbers? So
a ton.
Yeah, I mean, it's happened so often. So one people down, it becomes nearly impossible.
It basically is, unless the other team just really screws up. So, and I mean, you really don't want to count on NIP making that kind of mistakes. They have way too much routine for you to count on them to make that. Obviously, sometimes you have to go for them, because sometimes you just have to. Sometimes the other team has 14 rounds, sometimes 15.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, occasionally you can maybe try and get some shots through the door, hope for a lucky headshot, and then you can take it back. But there wasn't any kind of that action going on from FNATIC. Now the 12th round is coming up. The round lead now, 5 rounds for NIP. FNATIC, they saved the 2 AKs here. And what I see a lot of teams make a mistake in this particular situation is they save the 2 AKs on the first round, and then the round after, where they really just need to save them once more, they end up throwing them away. So what can FNATIC do here to make sure that they at least save the AKs, if not win the round?
Well, it's actually really tough. Even if you just stack one side and NIP goes the other way, they may still come back to chase them. JW gets a kill and Flusha gets another one. It's a 3v3 all of a sudden. I mean, there's no easy way to do that. Just really quickly.
All right, well, we'll have to see. There's more art than science in this. JW will go down. Had a battle going on with Forrest and could have probably got that headshot, but it goes the other way. But now Flusha and Slider are still left, and there's the AK and the body and head armor on Flusha. If he could find this 1 kill here, that would be huge. That would be back to everyone. He's really trying. Hasn't come up with any luck yet. He keeps spraying, and there's the kill. Get right going down. 2-on-2 situation. Should they go for it?
They probably should. Flusha has a kit, so even though it's not really a favorable round, I probably would go for it. Just because CT side Dust 2 is such a hard side, you don't want to just give up 2v2s without trying.
Yeah, and obviously that kid makes a big difference. That buys them the time they might need. Now, Snyder's also picked up an AK, and that's a big deal. Both NIP players down on long, and they have to plant for that position as well. Flusha comes in, gets the kill on Forrest, and now it's all on Freiburg. Comes up, gets the 1 headshot. 1-on-1 situation, and the bomb is ticking away. Flusha has to do this, but he has no time, and Freiburg jumping away with the knife out. What a cool Flusha comes up with the kill as the bomb explodes. I mean, time management there, and also just NIP playing the clock against FNATIC.
Yeah, NIP just played that 2v2 situation in a very smart fashion. They didn't overextend, they didn't peek, they knew the clock was playing to their favor. Freiburg with the smart move there at the end to delay the clock as much as possible. A very good round by FNATIC, a good effort considering they only had 2 guns.
Absolutely.
But still a round for NIP.
Yeah, now they're going to go for something different here. They're boosting Flusha up on short. I'm noticing again, there's no AWP on FNATIC. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem because they'd like to pick up that 4th round at the very least. Right now, they are falling behind slowly.
That they are. NIP are up by 6 rounds. Well en route to those 12 rounds that I said they probably would like to have this half. But FNATIC still have a chance to get a couple of rounds on the board, give them a little more room to work with after they change to the easier terrorist side.
Well, we'll have to see here. NIP are doing exactly what they've done earlier, taking mid control slowly and then deciding on where to go from there. FNATIC not giving them a target, but in fact, Schneider pushing up will take down Get Right, and that is obviously a big deal. Picks up the AK as well, and he will fall back, so you have the man advantage. If you play defensively, keep trying your luck.
Well, that answers your question. You no longer have the man advantage, and now NIP is taking over the A-bomb site, and we'll see what JW can do here.
Oh yeah, he's going to have to fall back. He's very exposed down along, so he makes a run for it down here, and there will be someone flanking. If he's not careful, he might just go down. And they'll normally be Get Right in this, but it is actually McLaren. Existent Freiburg coming in with kills. Nothing but headshots, and it's going to be Devilwalk to go down now. JW, who initially sort of took up this position to wait for backup, now, well, it's not going to arrive. Yeah,
the backup will not be coming. So, good luck, JW. You're being chased down. Pifari holds that door. And Exist takes him out. Triple kill for the NIP captain there that round.
Yeah.
Freiburg chimes in with 2 of his own. NIP up 10-3, and FNATIC are going to be forced to save once more.
That's so unfortunate because Schneider put in some real work that early in that round to get that kill, and And I mean, once you have that man advantage, that immediately, I mean, those entry frags really make a big difference in every round, whether you're on the counter-terrorist or terrorist side. So they had a good opportunity here.
Yeah, that was a very smart move actually by Snyder. He clearly knows how GetRight likes to play there, and he just peeked it, killed GetRight. The problem is, his teammate instantly got traded, and they were down to a 4v4, so they actually didn't even have time to rotate or make any adjustments based on that one frag.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's really hard right now. They're 7 rounds behind. 5 minutes covering. It's an eco round for FNATIC. Lurpers, what kind of strategy? I mean, we saw Schneider throw in a little bit of a twist there by pushing up. Is there anything else, do you think, if FNATIC sort of bag of tricks they can throw out against NIP to get maybe the round finally?
The elephant rifles. They need the elephant rifles.
They can shut someone down. I mean, they had the double up set up with the auto sniper earlier, and I mean, they did win some rounds, but they're throwing a lot of rifles away as well, and I think they only came out of that round with maybe 1 AWP attack.
Yeah, it's like you said, it's an expensive way to play, but it can also be a very effective way to play. So I like the thought of FNATIC taking a little bit of risk. Now we see at least JW with the op, so that looks good for them. Everybody else has a Colt.
I mean, he's willing to buy this AWP at the expense of having no head armor and also having no grenades. Now, no head armor is not a big deal on the counter-terrorist side. If you get shot in the face by an AK, you know, you're going to die anyway. Yeah. They buy some auto snipers to shoot down the middle. They do a lot of damage onto Pronax, but they don't get any kills yet. And now the sandwich is coming in into the top. Pronax with a push up. He does go down. And GetRight also, well, Forrest getting a kill there on Flusher. Not the start that FNATIC were looking for. It is really looking tough. We are in the 15th round, the last one of the first half. And at the moment, it is NIP maybe making it to those 12 rounds that you
Yeah, looking very good for NIP. I mean, they lost the pistol round. They've already racked up 7 rounds. It's a very strong half.
They have full play. I mean, JW got the kill and he actually pushed out of the long doors. Now he's going to fall back again. It's a 2-on-3 situation. He's meeting NIP up in the A bomb site. This could be JW's time to shine once again. He's getting smoked off and they're trying to plant the bomb. NIP are reading the situation really well and they think they spotted JW, but he does go down to Freiberg's headshot and Schneider dies, and it's going to be 12-3. So that was indeed what they were looking for, and they get what they came for.
Smart place by JW there, like you said. Good rotation, nice pickup on Fiflaren outside the long A doors. But you know what? If Forrest is just going to hit 3 headshots like that, there's very little you can do to counter that. And NIP were simply the superior team here in the first half. That was expected. It is a much easier map on the terrorist side. Now we're going to see if FNATIC can match them and potentially even overcome them. I would say they are a stronger team than LGB, and LGB took 12 rounds on FNATIC, NIP, excuse me. So anything is still possible for sure.
I think it's perfectly possible, but there is just one premise that needs to be fulfilled before they can even start, you know, getting to that spot, and that's the pistol round. So if you're FNATIC right now, 100% of your energy, all your focus is going to be on winning the pistol round. How do you do that? I mean, there is obviously no way to make sure. But if you had to do it, would you go for a standard type push, or would you go for something really, truly crazy to just try and catch them off guard by surprise?
Well, I don't actually think NIP is a team that likes to anti-strat other teams too much. So if I were FNATIC, I would probably just stick to my own guns. I wouldn't try to mix things up too much in the biggest match of my career. It seems easier to just do what I'm comfortable doing and what I feel confident in. So if I were FNATIC, I would just stick to my own guns and I would do what I'm good at, and I would stick to that, and then we're just going to have to find out if that's good enough.
I mean, I actually spoke to some of the NIP players when I was at the house not too long ago, and we're talking about the whole problem they had with Very Games in the past. And I think it was actually GetRight who told me what they ended up doing a lot was trying to, once they started losing to Very Games, they tried to play Very Games' style of game, and that didn't really work out for them, so they forgot how to play their own game. Do you think there's a chance that FNATIC, I mean, you kind of hinted at it here, do you think FNATIC could end up playing NIP's game instead of their own, and how do they prevent themselves from doing that?
I actually don't think that's a problem for them so much, because NIP actually plays a very loose style that is really hard to replicate, because you need people like Forrest and GetRight for that to be effective. And obviously JW is such a dominant offer. FNATIC's playing style has to include him in a way that NIP's playing style simply couldn't cater to.
Well, we'll have to see how it goes. Here it comes down to the pistol round. The second half here in the Grand Finals. $100,000 on the line, and FNATIC, they need this pistol round, and they're going to go up short aggressively. The Glock train is the answer that they are looking for, and we'll see. Flusher kind of in front as well. They get the bomb in front. They're really signaling here. Flaren is going to take down Pronax, and I think he was actually covering from behind. He goes down immediately, and that could be a big problem, because now they got short, they also got long, and FNATIC are locked in place in this bomb site. Get right leading the charge to try and retake. The bomb has been planted. They can do this. Schneider and JW, great headshots coming in, a great return kill, and there's one more for Schneider. Russia with another kill, and it's going to be Exist alone in a 1-on-3. Exactly what FNATIC were hoping for. They get the bomb site, they get the bomb, they manage to defend it, and there is a one tap from Flusher. That is the start that they needed.
That is exactly the start that they needed, and despite going down to 4v5 when Pronax got flanked by the two NIP players coming through long, they just recovered so quickly and set up so well for that retake that NIP really just stood no chance. Very good play by FNATIC.
And Pronax's position in this push that FNATIC were doing, you could imagine that once he goes down, they lose a good deal of mid-control. He was obviously meant to try and prevent people from easily reinforcing the bomb site. So it's actually pretty impressive that they won that round when Pronax died so quickly.
Yeah, it definitely is, but that just goes to show the kind of power that is packing FNATIC as well.
Yeah.
We always talk about people like Forrest and Get Right, but there's some very skilled players wearing black and orange here.
Well, now, obviously, last time FNATIC won the first round and they gave it away in the second round. This cannot happen again. NIP have gone for the armor buy, but FNATIC really need to make sure that they have this round on lockdown. And they have the Galils and the AKs, so no submachine guns on them to sort of, to be bad against the head armor. But I think, playing as a unit, kind of like they're doing now, walking around together, is a pretty good answer.
Yeah, it is always good to stick together against the defense. But they are down to 24 health on Flush's part, and they are in a 4v4 situation. So this is not the same round as Forrest picks up Devil Walk in the B tunnels. It's a 3v4 now all of a sudden in the favor of NIP, and they also have a fairly sizable health advantage.
They're running into the 5-7 on Get Right. They have to be so careful. Next kills, and there they come. Two of them, in fact. Forrest still has the Galil picked up, and there is a pistol on Freiburg as well. It's a 2-on-3 situation. 25 seconds left in the round as the bomb goes down, but now down on long and up on short. NIP are going to go for this. They don't want to save the Galil or anything like that. They want to end this game right now. Freiburg goes down to a headshot. Now it's on Forrest. 1-on-3, and he's going to go down. So FNATIC closed out the round there. That looked a little bit shaky. I was getting worried then.
It did look a little bit shaky to NIP's credit because they were hitting some nice shots. But so did Pronax and Schneider. They both hit 2 headshots apiece at the very end of the round and just completely shut down NIP. I mean, they really looked for a second like they could pull that retake off.
Yeah, so I don't want you to overhype anything, because I know you generally don't do that. But you're talking about Get Right and Forest. But do you think some of these players on FNATIC could be the future Get Right and Forests of Counter-Strike? Are these young talents in the making here?
It's very possible. We've seen, like you said, we've seen Flusha improve drastically over the course of the last month or so. We've seen JW return to his DreamHack summer form, which was amazing. We were both watching it right here.
Yeah.
And he's been back in that form. And I asked Schneider if he thinks that's because of Pronax, if they changed their playing style to fit him more. And he said it's partially that and partially JW just having more motivation once again because of the massive tournament that DreamHack Winter is this year.
This is actually a really good theme as well. We've got a pissed round coming up from NIP, so unless they do something really crazy, we've got a little bit of time to talk about that, because you wrote an article a good while ago talking about the importance of having a major tournament like this one. Some teams, some players, they just behave differently in that tournament, so maybe that's what's on the line here for FNATIC. But Freiburg comes in with 2 great shots. There's that NIP craziness, and they must shut it down. Schneider with the headshot, and JW, they do retake the bomb site, and none of the rifles can be picked up by NIP players. Good kill from Schneider there on Freiburg or Free as well. It's going to be Exist and Get Right left in a 2-on-3 situation. One's coming up through the tunnels and flushing. Oh, he narrowly missed that, and that could be a big problem now. Exist is, he's in the right position, but he goes down. Get Right in a 1-on-3, and looks like FNATIC wants to get down stabilized.
Yeah, I mean, some scary moments there for FNATIC. Karn's heart must be racing watching this. NIP just get these entry kills. A sick play by Freiburg here that we see the replay here. Getting these 2 kills with his P2000, very close range. Nice play.
Yeah, there must be, I mean, yeah, his pulse must be almost exploding at the point when he sees 2 kills like that early in the round, especially because it's the bomb that drops as well. So if Freiburg gets some really early backup in that round, it could go all wrong really quickly. Now NIP have rifles, AWP on Flaren, not on Forest, which actually does surprise me, because a lot of the time, NIP have actually been favoring having Forest open instead of Flaren.
It seems recently Flaren has really taken over the main opera role on Dust 2. But, like you said, Forest usually starts opping when things go south. Yeah. We saw that against Very Games as well. At first, he was only Flaren. He was getting some kills, but NIP was losing rounds. Forest picked up the op, you know, 2 ups can be better than 1.
Yeah, 2 ops could definitely be better than 1, and if you have an auto sniper as well, well, then you're off to a pretty fine start, at least some of the time. Flaren tried to get a shot earlier on that round. He was being flashed, so it was just kind of like a guess and nothing really came of it. FNATIC now playing a slow round here, down to 50 seconds on the clock. They got some people on short, but this is a fake. The bomb is headed over to the B tunnels, and that's the big tell, and NIP obviously don't know.
They do not know that, and we're just going to have to wait and see how Freiburg, the sole defender in the B bomb side, as NIP have rotated 4 people in A, can respawn.
That was an easy shot. This by Flaren should not have happened. Forrest is going to go down and actually get a kill, actually, but Forrest goes down right after Flaren gets killed as well, and it's Freiburg and get right in a 2-on-3. The B bomb site has been run over. Freiburg could not stand oil. He was forced up the bomb site. Let's see, how do they retake this with 1 person down?
I don't know how they can. Can they? Doesn't look like it. Get Right is ready to give up. He's ready to save that AWP for the upcoming round. Now, obviously, NIP, this is the 4th round of the half, which means NIP don't have any money to save. They've used all the money to buy all the equipment this round, so they will not have money to buy next round, regardless of Get Right saving that up and Freiburg saving that M4. But if these 2 players do survive, it's very possible we might see two other remaining players maybe buy P250s, one of them maybe pick up a Nova, and we've seen NIP get very close, even with just pistols.
Yeah. So
that could be a dangerous combination.
What is the logic going into a round like that from NIP, having just Freiburg in the bomb site? I mean, that seems really risky. If he goes down, you know, that's the bomb site lost, and we just talked earlier about how difficult it is to retake the B bomb site.
Well, the thing is, you really can't play a default setup on Dust 2 and expect to win rounds as counter-terrorist, because it's such easier map for the terrorist. So as such, you need to take risks. And that was a calculated risk on NIP's part that FNATIC would attack the bomb site. So they over-rotated, set up there with 4 men. This time Pronax read him out. They did a perfect fake. And oh, also, it doesn't hurt that Pronax got 3 kills while faking the bomb site.
Well, yeah, that's obviously, I mean, that will really sell a fake almost any day. Players, the bomb site you're stacked up on, well, you're pretty not going to rotate the other way with the remaining people who might be wounded or, you know, barely surviving. We're now in the 20th round, and FNATIC are catching up. If Flaren up here, not going to get the shot. He falls back and flashes out. That's the strength of that position. You know, you can kind of get a free shot, and if you miss it, there's very slim chance you'll go down. If Flaren goes back another way to see if he can get the next kill, but oh, JW read that so well. He gets Flaren would come back to take a peek, and he takes him out, and now is he going to keep pushing? He's got Pronax in front with an AK, actually. He's got the AWP a little bit further back, but FNATIC could take this bomb site.
JW looking for that shot at long, Exist not giving him the shot, keeps falling back. But FNATIC will get the bomb planted here on top of the A site with a 5v4 advantage. It's going to be a tough retake for NIP.
1 man down already. JW misses a shot. Freiburg gets 1. Another shot. Missing. Comes in, and Freiburg as well. Now it's going to be Pronax low on health. Devil walk alone, and he's so far away. The bomb has been planted, but they should be able to defuse this while he's fighting out with Exist. And there's the retake. NIP dropped nobody. And really, if JW had hit one of those shots, it could have been a very different round.
That very much could have been the difference. Like you said, JW had a couple of, I don't want to say easy shots, but shots that you would expect him to make because he's such a good operator. So JW had a chance to make a difference that round while on top of A. He missed a couple of shots on Get Right. NIP hit a couple nice shots.
Yeah. And
just like that, individual skills can trump teamwork sometimes. And that's what it just did as NIP got their 13th round and their opening round here in the second half.
Yeah, that is the beauty of a game like Counter-Strike, isn't it? Sometimes it's just that individual skill that comes into play and changes the situation that really should have been unwinnable almost for NIP. 1 man down, the bomb already planted, and FNATIC even had time to take up some positions after that. We'll see how it goes this one. A really important round for FNATIC. They are low on economy here, and NIP are only 3 rounds away from winning the first half, so now they have to step it up.
They definitely do. At the same time, NIP still don't have a lot of money, so a couple round wins from FNATIC, NIP's broke, and they can get right back into it with perfect money control. But before that, they have to win this round. Currently, NIP actually have more money than FNATIC, so this could be really troublesome for Pronax's squad if they cannot convert this round into a round win.
It really seems like it. They're setting up for the split push onto A. 3 people down on long, 2 people on the catwalk. When is the word go going to come? Well, we've got 45 seconds, so it has to be soon. They are moving up. There's one person in the pit from NIP that's get right down here, and he's going to see if he can flash them off for a little bit. He's out and gets shot down by JW. Flaren misses a shot. He does some damage here to Schneider, but damage is not enough. And now I think he's overextending his position. He's going to get double teamed and goes down to Pronax, and that gives up the bomb site. That seemed like a mistake.
Yeah, but at the same time, he knew there were people at long who were going to be rushing to get him any second. So, I mean, it's easy for us to see because we see the map. We can tell, we can easily say that he should have stayed looking at long, or he should have stayed at rail. But in reality, in Fiflaren's shoes, he did what he had to do. He knew he had to take a risk. He just couldn't hit that shot.
We'll see. Forrest gets a return kill, but he's going to go down to Devil Walk afterwards. It's going to be a 2-on-4 situation. Exist in Freiburg. They're still attempting this retake, even though they're 2 men down, and Schneider, with so little HP after the shot that Fiflaren landed on him, still gets the shot on Freiburg there. And JW, look at that, he's not going to let Exist go. They're hunting for him now. And what's the logic into this? I mean, FNATIC don't have a lot of money, but they're really adamant that they want to get this rifle away from Exist. Oh, Schneider gets the final kill. So they get it away. They don't save the orb though. That they lost.
Yeah, that's a big loss for them. And something also to point out is NIP once again took a risk last round. They had 3 people stacked over at the B bomb site. They were expecting FNATIC to attack there. They did not. It was a risk. It didn't pay off.
Now, well, the gap is still closing. I mean, FNATIC, even though NIP are close to winning, FNATIC are not out of this game yet. They can still go back and win this map a few rounds in a row, and NIP might, well, they're already ecoing here, actually. So that's what we're seeing. NIP, yeah, FNATIC are about to be only 4 rounds away.
That they are, and a good call by Pronax here as they walk out the middle doors. NIP are not covering that properly. They're going to take out Get right there. Does JW with a nice headshot, and they should be able to take out this B bomb site.
Yeah, definitely seems like it. Forrest shooting up into the sky, but not going to get any kills for that. It's going to be Exist and Fiflaren left. 2-on-5 situation, and that call from Pronax going out into the middle. I mean, in eco rounds like these, it's very common for people to try and stack up a bomb site. Stacking the middle, not something we see so much anymore. Yeah,
I mean, the middle is just a very rare place for the terrorists to go. But as such, it's a rare place to go because it's a dangerous place to go. There's a billion places. You're basically in a crossfire the second you come out. But if the CTs are stacked in B and A, it might very well be the safest one. So it's a bit of a risk for the terrorists, but when it pays off, it's a very easy round win.
Well, I mean, good read from Pronax in that situation, and we've been talking about him a little bit too as well as one of the main driving forces why FNATIC are doing as well as they are right now. And those calls, you know, not losing anti-eco rounds is really important. That seems like a really stupid point to make because obviously you know, anybody could say that. But even at the top level, we do actually see teams fail at such things really often.
Yeah, I mean, anti-eco rounds are not that easy to win at all times. The pistols are very powerful, especially the P250. And you actually gotta not make mistakes, do not lose them. Because people like Forrest can turn those around very quickly if you just give them a chance.
We saw Freiburg just a few rounds ago getting a double kill as they tried to enter the B bomb site, so you're right, those pistols are a little bit dangerous. Now we have an auto sniper picked up from Get Right. No HWP on NIP, but also none on FNATIC. We have one scoped weapon in play, and it's up on A long, but the push is going to come out to the middle once again. Forrest is going to get shot down. Nice killing there from JW, and now they're going to run for the bomb site. It's out in the fight. He gets the 2 kills early on, and he's still alive somehow with 19 HP up close. He turns his back, and Pronax is going to go down. The triple kill from Exist may have just won this round from NIP, but it's not done yet. It's a 2-on-2 situation.
That is Flash are very low on health though. Just 5 health points left for him.
Get Right.
Get Right gets taken on 1v1 for Devil Walk, and Devil Walk takes out Fiflaren.
What was that? That was crazy. I mean, Fiflaren wasn't ready to push in. Did Get Right push in too soon then? That seemed crazy.
It might have been a bit of a miscommunication. At the same time, you know, it could have worked out. I understand the idea of NIP wanting to go in very quickly because it doesn't give FNATIC time to set up. Had they been able to plant the bomb and get in good positions, would have been tougher. But like you said, there was a bit of a miscommunication or mistiming at least, and Fiflaren wound up attacking just slightly too early.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Now 10 on 13, and FNATIC have a real opening to get back into this game right now. NIP are on an eco. Exist has bought a deagle. Get Right's going to get taken down. But, oh, that's a nice headshot. This This is why you buy the Deagle. Freiburg here trying to battle it out, and we saw him with a pistol just a few rounds ago. So maybe FNATIC should be careful about this. Forrest running in, but JW is ready to handle him. And Exist has changed up his position. This is the handheld AWP basically.
That it is, in his hands at least, the way he's shooting with it.
Yeah.
Really nice headshot earlier in the round. Flaren will be trying to save this AK for the next round. He might actually be going for some entry tracks, but FNATIC has so much money, it really doesn't make too much sense. This AK is much more valuable to NIP than what he could gain by taking out 1 or 2 FNATIC players, which is the realistic expectation.
So do you think, I mean, Flaren is sort of saving it, but at the same time he just gave it away. Who makes the call on a team like NIP? You know, is it Exist coming in and saying, Flaren, go back and save it? Or is it just Flaren playing on feeling here?
Most of the time it's the player themselves. They know what to do most of the time. But every now and then someone might just step in and say, okay, man, you have to go save it.
Yeah.
And that's actually a bit of a mistake in my opinion. Like I said, there wasn't much to gain for Flaren by trying to go for those kills. So I think it would have been a lot more valuable for his team to just go properly save that AK by hiding in, for example, the pit at long A.
Yeah, we see it now on the NIP scoreboard as well. They could have had, you know, a couple of thousand more on at least one player by saving the AK. Now they're all broke again. If they lose this round, that means FNATIC are probably going to equalize the score because they get 2 rounds for free if they lose this one. So we'll see how it goes here. Nobody dying just yet. There was a bit of a peek over on long by FNATIC, but now they're pushing up on short instead with JW in front. There is an AWP though and an auto sniper. Heavy investment into this round from NIP.
Indeed, and maybe that's exactly what they need. They know they need to switch their game up. They've lost quite a few rounds in the second half. It's 8-1 as of right now. So they know what they're doing, or have been doing, hasn't been working. They're mixing it up. We're going to see if this is the answer to FNATIC's offense.
Well, JW is right down there. Get right is looking up at him, and JW wins the duel, and that's one auto sniper lost. He gets a second kill on Freiburg, and the B-bomb side is lost at NIP. Should they even go for this 3-on-5?
No, they should not. And like you see on the little map in the top left corner, NIP are not going for it. And this time it looks like they're actually properly setting up around the long A area, trying to save those weapons at all costs. And just as nothing is happening on in the game, let me just point this out. Massive round by JW.
I mean, that's it, isn't it? This is kind of the cool thing about Counter-Strike. It is obviously a team game, but sometimes in the intersect between team game and individual skill, you see something like that where one person comes in and just wins the round alone.
Yeah. And with players like JW on the server, it happens a little more often than you would think.
It really does. And now they're hunting for it, and I think FNATIC can afford to throw away the rifles, even just to attempt. If they can get 1 rifle off of NIP here, it would be massive. But it doesn't seem like they will. It's going to be just 2 thrown away. But I still think that's a worthwhile investment for FNATIC to try.
It's well worth the risk. We see FNATIC having over 10,000, some of their players. Easily worth the risk there. And good decision also by NIP to save those guns, because now instead of having to save, they actually can get proper guns. Basically all of them have good equipment going into this round. As FNATIC look to tie the game now, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Feels like just a second ago they were down 3-12.
And I mean, you did say LGB did it against NIP. FNATIC maybe a stronger team, and they are in route to do the same thing. Schneider with the kill. Exist gets 1 in the smoke, but he has to be careful. There are still 2 people gunning for him down on long. He's trying to fall back, but Flusher will get him. I think that was right through the smoke. It was indeed a nice angle from Flusher, and now it's going to be a 4-on-3 situation. If FNATIC win this round, they don't just tie it, because I don't think NIP will have money to buy. They will probably take the round lead for the first time in this game, and that'd be a huge boost of momentum.
That it would indeed be. FNATIC have been playing very good Counter-Strike in the second half. They've been matching everything NIP has thrown at them. And these 2 teams just look very even right now.
Forrest here is battling it out, and he's in an uncomfortable situation. Also because Flush is just a distraction. The push is coming into the B-bomb site. Devilwalk goes down. Freiburg holding his ground, but Schneider will drop him, and that's the bomb site lost. Flaren down in the middle, gets out all by JW, and now Forrest, who did win the duel against Flusher, well, can't be too happy about that because he's lost his whole team in the meantime.
Yeah, JW has been amazing. He's gotten so many entry kills in the second half where someone has been completely just waiting for him. He peeks them and just takes them out.
Yeah.
Just incredible play.
Schneider picks up the final 1. This is incredible. 13-13. FNATIC have equalized the score against the defending champions here at DreamHack, and now they probably will take the round lead. Because, oh, actually, there is a buy on NIP. How risky is this, though? They have Masters and M4s, but they have very few grenades. So maybe tell us, what do grenades mean when you're on the counter side here?
Well, it basically means that you have to get a stop. You can't allow FNATIC to get the bomb planted and put you in a spot where you have to retake a bomb site, because you don't have the nades that you would need to do that. You also have only one defuse kit on Freiburg. So let's say Freiburg gets killed on the platform in B. It's going to be hard for NIP to get that defuse kit in time, even if they're retaking B, because they have to go all the way to platform just to pick it up.
So the odds are stacked against NIP at the moment just because of the slightly risky buy here. And that's actually a very risky buy, because I'm pretty sure if we look at the scoreboard, they won't have that much money. So if they throw away this round, FNATIC get that 15th round that they're looking for, and all of a sudden NIP is going to be in a lot of trouble. But you said it earlier, a calculated risk. NIP obviously know what they're doing here, and maybe it's going to pay off. FNATIC just need this one more round, and they are well on their way to winning the first map against NIP in spite of being down 12-3 for the first half.
Exactly. FNATIC have just been playing very, very good Counter-Strike. They haven't made many mistakes at all. In fact, I think the only round they've lost this half is one where JW did not have an op.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And, well, that's a big tell. That's something the FNATIC need to remember. Now they're going to push up. Exist makes the spot. He's going to try and split out. He gets the catch. If you Flower picking up that kill, Exist is going to go down to Pronax 1-for-1 trade. But Get Right is here. He gets the first kill, and he's getting back up from Flower. This one, he's actually going to go down. That was the wrong angle, and Get Right dies as well. FNATIC are doing it somehow. It's Freiburg and Forest left trying to retake it now, but that was a big turnaround.
That it was indeed. 2-on-3 situation for NIP. Freiburg and Forest not out of it, but odds are stacked against them.
Yeah, they definitely are. Freiburg's trying to just jump and see if he can catch anyone. Forest comes in, gets shut down by Pronax. It's a 1-on-3, and there's no hope for Freiburg. He gets the one kill in, but it's so far ticked already. Pronax picks it up at the end and gets the quad kill, the in-game leader, the latest addition to this FNATIC lineup, and what a performance from him right here. And we see him on the camera as well. He's looking cool. He's not even looking super excited, but he just took the round lead against NIP and forced them to buy for Masters and Max 7s.
This is a very good scenario for FNATIC. Up 14-13 in the opening map of the Grand Final for $100,000, and NIP on a desperation buy.
I mean, this, oh, you're right, desperation. I mean, desperate is a really good word to bring up in this scenario, because NIP know that if they throw in the towel here and eco, FNATIC will probably win the first map. And that is not what NIP is interested. Obviously, they need to come in here and win the first map in the Grand Finals and show themselves to be as strong as everyone is expecting.
We'll see what NIP is doing here. It looks like they are going to push on the catwalk, so that's a bit of an adjustment from how they've been playing earlier in the half. Forest is right by the middle, and we'll see if they might actually do something aggressive here. There might be a push coming through.
Yeah, we'll see. A lot of flashes raining in. Farron can't see anything now. He's going to push up, double push up on short. You're right. Let's see how this works. Exist gets the kill. Freiburg in the B-bomb site. Pronax going to get one in return, but there's the Max 7 from Forest. He gets only the one kill in, but Flusher still alone in a 1-on-3. So that aggressive style working out wonderfully. Now they just need to take care of Flusher, which they should be able to.
Very, very good play by NIP. Bit of a risk by JW to go in for very first into that B bomb site and clear that very close to the right spot behind the box, spotting through that 1 pixel crack where Freiburg was playing. Didn't work out, but guess what? Even after this round, assuming NIP win, FNATIC are still tied 14-14 with more money on the easier side of the map.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So NIP are far from out of the woods yet. Forest Flusher's coming in here, trying to get the 1-on-3 done. He's got 15 seconds. He has got the bomb, so if he gets one kill, maybe he could force the plant. But no, they're going to come for him. No bomb plant here. Flaren gets the kill eventually, and it's going to be a tied score. But you're right, the money situation is what really works in FNATIC's favor right now.
It does indeed. Now, NIP is good at these weak buys. We've seen it time and time and time again. They always do that. They buy so often with very low money, and it very often also works in their favor.
It's true. This time, they barely made it out, and if it hadn't been for that aggressive setup down on short and in the middle, well, maybe it would have just all fallen to pieces right here. But we'll see. Now, push coming. Well, they were sort of running into the tunnels, but you can't really rush the B bomb side like that, because there's always going to be a smoke in the way, basically.
Yeah. And right now it looks like FNATIC are going to be attacking the middle area. Forest is waiting for Pronax. Gets the first kill. Gets the second kill.
Really well played. He's going to go down to a flusher though. 2-for-1 trade. Forest coming up big in the middle. And is it enough though? 3-on-4 situation. Devilwalk is waiting, hoping that maybe Freiburg is going to come and peek him, but he's not, and now he just walks in. Has he been spotted yet? Right around the corner, they go for it, and Freiburg goes down. Nice opening from Devilwalk, and JW is waiting here. Gets the leg shot on one NIP player. It's a 3-on-3 situation. Bomb isn't down yet, and there's enough time for FNATIC to play this one slowly. Waiting for it. They're coming in from the flank as well. NIP has sent one person all the way from T-spawn, who's coming up through the tunnels very slowly. And NIP, they're waiting for that bomb planting sound to make any kind of move, but they're being pushed down. JW goes down to Florendo, and that wasn't a successful push. Now it's on Devilwalk and Flusher, 2-on-3. They cannot lose this round. They must win it, FNATIC, and they realize this too, but how to do it? They already tried the aggressive push once. Are they going to do it with Flusher as well? Flash comes in, Flusher pushes out, they line up, he gets one, he gets two, fantastic! They win the round! Devilwalk makes it happen. What a round from FNATIC. Lopez, how did that happen?
That was a great individual play by Flusha there. That takes a lot of guts to push out of the doors just after your teammate gets killed doing the same. He gets the entry kill into B first. And then here Flusha getting these 2 kills, and what a huge round with a sick headshot by Devilwalk at the end. And NIP needs to win this final round to force overtime.
I mean, that they have to do, but what the tools that they have to do it with. 1 FAMAS, 1 Max 7, a Deagle, and some pistols in the mix. I mean, I think you're absolutely right. They just lost Devilwalk to an aggressive push. Maybe Flusher's thinking was, surely they won't expect us to be crazy enough to try it twice. And they did, and it worked. And now we are on map point here for FNATIC. Maybe they are going to be able to close out NIP in the first map here at the Grand Finals in a best of 3. We'll see how it goes. NIP, they must defend this if they want to force the overtime, but it seems unlikely right now.
NIP are, however, correctly stacking the A bomb site. They're once again gone for that setup we saw in the first weapon round of the half, where they have 4 defenders playing in the bigger bomb site. It's a good risk because they have so little money, but right now it looks like Devilwalk might just walk into the B site and force FNATIC to rotate. So this could be dangerous for NIP. He's going to see Freiburg here any second.
Devilwalk walks into the bomb site, but he's going to go down to Freiburg, and now they're pushing the bomb site. Pronax gets a kill on Forest. Exist is still here with his Eagle. Is he going to find the right timing? They push up. He doesn't get the kill yet. There's one with a Max 7. There's Flaren with 1 kill. Can they go for more? Currently a 2-on-3 situation. It's just Freiburg and get right, left and get right. The Max 7 does not work at that range. Unless they don't have head armor, it's really too far. He's going to go down. It's all on Freiburg. 1-on-3. Gets the first kill, and that's it. 16-14. FNATIC take the first map. Lopez, what an incredible performance from FNATIC.